Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hello everyone, I'm Dava Haley Mitchell and I'm really pleased to offer you a conversation with Vijay Krsna, who I recently met. He is the leader of a Kirtan group called the KIRTANIYAS that I have become a new fan of, that I've seen perform here in Rishikesh. And we're sitting along the banks of the Ganges River, and I'm just really delighted to be with you. He's someone who's really made a big splash on the world music scene, particularly with Kirtan music. He told me that you started in 2006, is that what you said? No.
Established in 2009 and started in 2010.
Okay, so just in the last 6 years, he's exploded. I've seen their names everywhere, and you said you travel to about 15 countries a year doing music, so it's really exciting. And you're also very articulate about this whole path of Bhakti Yoga. So maybe for those who aren't as familiar, you can just start by telling us a little bit about Bhakti Yoga, and then we'll get more into Kirtan from there.
Cool. Yeah, Bhakti Yoga could be described as the yoga of devotion, the yoga of the heart, the way of the heart. That on the forefront of all of one's activities. Essentially the perfection of it being seeing love and beauty everywhere. Being in a state of consciousness that all is good. And that there's active engagement in service, loving service. In the Sanskrit language they call it seva, which is heartfelt service, which leads one to, a blissful, enlightened state in a very practical way.
And part of Bhakti Yoga is the practice of music, and how does that tie into this theme of service?
Kirtan is at the heart of it. It's the crown piece of the Bhakti culture. And I say in one way one can see it as a celebration of all of one's seva throughout the day or throughout one's life. When people come together in Kirtan, the Sangha, when the community come together and celebrate through singing mantras with nice melody and a good beat and some nice dancing. Then we have Kirtan, and it's almost like when it's like checking in our seva points. We spend our day doing service, loving service, or our dharma, our daily dharma for our families or so on and so forth. But inside our heart, like a temple. And then the Kirtan time is when we come together with the family and celebrate that. It just comes alive and everyone starts feeling good. The problems, quarrel, hypocrisy, all very far away at that time, at the time of Kirtan. I grew up in Birmingham, UK, and my father and mother would take me to the Krishna temple on the Sundays. And the environment in this little temple, a little attached house in Birmingham, it was just another world. As soon as I went in, the smell, just the vibe. I didn't know more than that. I was just a child. I just felt good energy.
Yeah.
And then when the Kirtan came round, as after the lecture, and then there'd be a big feast, it was just the most exciting thing. I felt like I was at a celebration, at a birthday party like no other, or something like that.
They're very, from what I've seen of the Hare Krishnas and the music, they're so celebratory, and it has like an aliveness that is contagious.
It's a process of celebration, really. Celebrating the love and beauty, the ultimate controlling powers. It's a celebration of that, you know. And I go away after the Sunday program at the temple, Monday morning back to school, and all I could think about was next Sunday. When will I go back to the temple and see the monks dancing and playing their drums with so much happiness and joy? It was contagious, it was simple as that. I was simply attracted to the happiness that was being shared in that space between a base of people that were from diverse places, from all different walks and different beliefs and so on and so forth, and it was just congregational happiness, you know?
Yeah, and
Quite
how old
simple.
were you when you started actually playing music yourself?
I think it was about 11 years old when I met my guru. My father took us to see our guru in Holland, 1997. And
Music guru or more spiritual guru?
my spiritual guru. But the thing is, our family is really the kirtan, the music side of this bhakti yoga is the main course.
Okay.
So my guru was a singer. My guru told me to always play mridanga drum in kirtan, always be in kirtan. And it was through meeting him that I finally mustered the courage at the age of 11 to pick up the drum and start playing.
Wow.
Until then, I'd only seen the monks in the temples, the brahmacharis, playing, but I never had the courage to actually pick it up and try playing it myself. I was just in awe of this magic drum that could make people dance so much.
Yeah, and I'm sure we're going to show a little bit of footage of them playing where you are really great at getting people up, and there's so many kinds of kirtan. People often think of it as very mellow and quiet, and there is that form, which is beautiful, but part of the style that really seems to be your forte is where you're in the middle of a circle and you're up and you're dancing and you're singing, and you create this kind of beautiful chaos of dancing and music and jumping, and people get so swept up in it. It's quite something to see, actually.
I like it when the kirtan gets to that point where people have kind of lost themselves to some extent. Things go out the window, any concerns for the way I look or the way I sound and all these different things. It's out the window, there's just a shared happiness and joy, and there's something to that, you know. I'm very much attracted to that state. Kind of like everyone starts looking a bit crazy maybe, even, you know? I'm like, yeah, that's good, that's good. I feel happy just in my crazy happiness, singing and dancing very blissfully. And it carries on throughout my day, my week, my month, my life. It's worth, you know, pursuing throughout my life. That's how fun it is.
And it's not just singing and dancing and having fun. I think what some people may not realize that it's a practice.
Absolutely.
Actually, it's a very deep. Maybe you can share a little bit about the practice side of it, and that just like yoga poses are a practice, it's a form of prayer, really. And that's how I got into it myself, was realizing, oh, this is another way I can pray that is, for me, more effective. And it brings me to that state of open-hearted grace more quickly. And everyone has their own path, but maybe you can share about your experience of the practice of this as opposed to the performance
Right,
part.
yeah, the practice. Well, this mantra, this fascinating concept that some syllables or a sequence of words can have an effect upon the environment, the internal environment and the external environment, the microcosm and the macrocosm, the inside world and the outside world. So these mantras are said to have some sort of effect upon nature. And I find in my own practice, my solitary practice, I have some nice beads, and I connect with the mantra, and somehow it creates some sort of force, or almost like adding pressure to my heart's desire, or my heart's desires, what I'm looking for, this eternal happiness, ananda, bliss. And when I sit in meditation with chanting my mantra, it becomes tangible. It's a development. And then when I sing the same mantra with a group of people, most of the time that I've never met, then it all comes out, and it's shared, and it's just contagious in so many different ways, and so back and forth, that person, and all sorts of different elements coming together, contributing to, I don't know, a base of joy. something like that.
Well, you're speaking of mantra, and for those who are watching that may not be as familiar with mantra or even would like to work with a mantra, is there one that you might recommend for people? I know there's a thought you need to receive a mantra from a guru, but I've also heard people just working with different mantras. What's your understanding of that? And
I like the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. It's called the Maha Mantra, which means the great mantra. I've heard it said that all of the mantras, all of these incantations, they've all come together into this mantra, which essentially attracts unconditional love, which, as far as I've understood, is what all living, breathing, thinking, willing entities are looking for. You know, real love and happiness. So the mantra goes Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
I've heard you do that one a bunch of times, yes. And can anyone use this mantra,
Absolutely.
even if you're not a Hare Krishna or even
Absolutely.
if you're not a Hindu practitioner?
It's completely non-denominational, actually, and all I suggest is that one takes it, gives it a try. Sing it to any melody, sing it anytime, any place, when one is driving or in the shower.
What does it mean for those who might want to experiment with it?
Hare is the vocative of calling the goddess, Radha. Hare, O Radhe, Hare. So first we address her, the Shakti, the potency itself. And then Krishna is the divine beloved. Some call God, but God with the emphasis on his beautiful aspect. If there's a God, he must be omnipotent. But some qualities are more prominent, like love and beauty and attraction. These things are not attractive to, universally attractive. So Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. This is like Radha and Krishna coming together. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, they are separated. Separation makes the heart grow fonder. In that experience of separation, they are feeling some new feelings. Oh, when will I see Krishna again? When will I see that beautiful Lord of my heart again?
So coming together and then going.
Yeah, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Now we're calling Krishna Ram. Ram is also another great hero. Then Ram is Krishna.
A different aspect.
Different aspects. But this Ram, the deep meaning of this Ram is that it's Krishna who's become enchanted. So Krishna is now enchanted by this love that Radha has shown him. He's actually been brought to his knees. He's had to surrender in the face of that love. So we can see in one way that the infinite has been conquered by the finite. This is the concept. Through the power of love.
Yeah.
So Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, they are separated again. We don't leave them separated, we keep back and forth. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And so in this way, when we're calling out to these aspects of the lover and beloved, then we're attracting the qualities. The qualities are coming into our heart, coming into our mind space.
Would you actually, since you've just spoken it, would you just sing us a simple version that maybe people could work with a little bit themselves if they feel attracted? And
Sure.
And why don't we do it right into the camera for those who are watching and participating with us?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's very simple, just 3 words: Hare, Krishna, and Ram.
Yeah, I get joyful just hearing it, and also having the memory of you singing it so many different ways.
Well, this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is one can say an expansion of the seed mantra Om, which is the most famous mantra. I think so many people know this one from meditation. And there's 3 letters in Om, A, U, Ma. A represents the beloved, Krishna. And that's what one side of this sign represents, the beloved. And U represents the lover, Radha, the goddess. This is the other side. And Ma is the love that binds them. And that's represented by this leaf here, which represents the enchanted forest of
So
Vrindavan.
at the bottom here, this is a leaf?
A leaf. It's representing the forest of Vrindavan, the enchanted forest where Radha and Krishna and all of their other beloveds have their love play.
And a place that you've spent a lot of time yourself in your life.
Yes, the place with the most sweet singing I've ever heard in the entire world. Everywhere I go, there's singing going on, there's some sort of musical praise.
Beautiful.
There's lots of people calling out Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe. Everyone greets each other with Radhe Radhe there. They just call the name of the goddess.
So beautiful. Vijay, I want to thank you. I feel so inspired by your music, but also your presence and your deep devotion yourself, and also your understanding of this whole bhakti lineage, kirtan lineage. It's very clear that you're someone who has found his dharma path and is living it. So thank you for sharing yourself so fully with me here, but also with all the people that you're sharing your music with. I know you're touching so many hearts. So thank you. We all thank you.
It's all grace. Very grateful.
Blessings to you.
Blessings.
Govind, 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 hey, Gopal, 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 hey.